Hello. How's everybody? Oh, hold on. How's everybody doing? I hope you're well. I'm just trying to fix my camera a little bit. There we go. That's pretty good. So I'm looking at the screen to see the comments, but I'm also going to be looking over here so you can see me. Tonight, if people show up, we're going to be talking about addiction, how it has affected me, and I want to, hi Kim, and I want to know how it has affected you or your family or somebody that you know. So, because I can guarantee you, there's not one person out there that has not been affected by addiction in one way or the other, whether it's drugs, alcohol, sex, shopping, hoarding, something. I know that somebody has been affected by something. I'm just going to wait for a few more people to show up, my usual crowd of people, and I'm going to tell my story on my past with addiction. So, Kim, what's going on? How are you? Hi, Mary. How you doing? Sorry, my nose itches. I'm not picking it. I promise. Oh, thank you. I just don't want you guys to have a certain idea of me after I tell you all of this. Well, happy Thanksgiving, Kim. I'm glad you had a good time. Okay, good. Because I'm not the person that I used to be. So that's all. I know that you guys have a version of me just being from the videos, but that I used to be a way different person. Hi, Barry.
Hi.
So I'm just gonna wait for a few people to show up. I want Libby and Barb and Elise, hopefully.
Mary's here.
Yes, thank you, Mary. Who am I forgetting?
So far, it's me, Mary, and Kim.
Yeah, I want Libby, Barb, Elise if she comes. I haven't seen Christina Love in a long time, but I think she lives in Europe, so it's like really late over there. It's like the middle of the night over there. Oh, I sure will. He entered the picture at the very beginning, so I sure will.
I was the cause of all.
He actually was the cause of all that, but I'll get into it.
No, I wasn't.
No, he really wasn't, but he sure was there. So what are you guys up to right now? How was y'all's day? What did y'all do today? Bubby's off to bed. He's like, screw you guys. I'm out. I'm going to bed. Yup. You going to bed, Bubs? You going without me? Now he can watch me from the bedroom. Hi, Bubby. I see you. Oh, that's nice. Bubby's feeling good. He went to the doctor today for the second time. He's good. He's having a dental cleaning on Friday, which means they have to put him under, and they're going to clean his teeth, cut his nails, and express his anal glands all at the same time while he's knocked out. So we went there today, and I thought I heard Bubby back there barking and barking and barking because he does that when we leave the house. So I thought that was him back there, thinking, oh my God, somebody else dropped me off in a cage, And I'm like, oh, he's probably feeling traumatized. But she came back in with Bubby and she said Bubby was chill. Didn't make a sound. Hi, Jennifer. How you doing? He didn't make a sound, and he was really chill. So that made me feel a lot better. So yeah, so now he's gonna have his teeth cleaned, and they said he's got like a moderate amount of tartar buildup. So I'm worried that some teeth will have to be pulled, but hopefully they can just fix the problem, like what, just by cleaning and see how deep his pockets are and stuff. But you know, when I get my teeth cleaned and I have deep pockets, or I used to, the pockets went away as soon as the deep cleaning was done. So hopefully that will be the same with him. I'm glad you found it too. Let me text Barbara. And Libby. I'll email Libby. There we go. I texted Barb and I emailed Libby to see if they'll show up. So yeah, let me start at the very beginning. So I'm 12 years old. I'm 12 or 13. There's a group of us that all hang out. It was me and my sister and her friends that turned out to be my friends. And Barry was one of those friends. So we used to go to the drive-in every weekend and drink, or we'd go to somebody's house and drink. We'd go to the woods and drink. We would just go wherever and drink. So my relationship with alcohol started very, very early. I was smoking cigarettes at 11. I was drinking at 13. I was smoking weed, shortly after that, but not very much because I couldn't stand weed then and I can't stand it now. Moving along to I'm 18, I'm still drinking. Somebody introduces me to speed. They're the little mini thins, or what people call white crosses. It's basically pure ephedrine, and that's the base of what they make meth out of. He introduced me to speed, and I'm like, wow, this makes me better at my job. This makes me lose weight. This is the greatest stuff ever, and you can buy it at a gas station. I was on that stuff for about 25 years or more. So hi, Therese. So I'm drinking, I'm taking speed. I get a cavity or something, or I had a root canal, a wisdom tooth that was bothering me. I go to the dentist. And that's where I first got pain pills. And I'm like, wow, this stuff is amazing. Way after the pain was gone, I was still taking these painkillers. So now I'm on speed, I'm drinking, I'm taking painkillers now. And the painkillers didn't get really bad until my 30s, but they were still, intermittently in my life.
Tell him I was out of the picture for 30 years.
Oh, yeah. Barry was out of the picture for 30 years. He wasn't here for the whole thing. He was just there for the beginning and the end. So I'm drinking every day. I'm drinking every night to try to go to sleep because I was taking so much speed during the day. I couldn't sleep at night. So I'm drinking every night. Yes, I was a functioning addict. Exactly. And then let's see. I started doing drugs pretty heavy in 2005. And that's when I decided that I was going to kill myself. And my babies were 3 and 6 at the time. I swallow a bottle of pills. I drank a bottle of rum, and I'm out there by myself. I'm out there in Denver by myself with my kids, no family, no support system, nothing. So I went to a mental hospital for 3 days, and they released me. And then I kept on doing drugs. I'd find them wherever. Like you could buy tramadol from an 800 number. I would hit up the guy that owned the supermarket across the street. I'd get them from wherever. I'd get them from people at work. Um, and I was drinking every night. And I was doing this for several years until 2005 when my life came crashing down. I moved back to Orlando and I left my 7-year-old in Colorado, which was the biggest mistake I've ever made. What I thought would happen with her father, yeah.
Just leave her at a bus station.
With her alcoholic father. What I thought would happen is I thought I would move back, I would get settled. He would hate being a single father and he would send her to me. In my mind, I was positive that's what was going to happen, but it didn't happen. And she stayed out there. And now I don't see her. I see her, if I'm lucky, once a year since she was 7. So that was the biggest mistake of my life, leaving her there. But I get home and what was it? I was just doing drugs. I was going from, I had a nice career at a very well-known brokerage company. I was a securities trader. Then I was a mutual fund specialist and I had a nice job. I had a good paying, good status job, career. And I left all that and I moved back here and I started like delivering pizzas. So I go from that to delivering pizzas. I'm just messed up in the head. I'm like, I can't even deal with life right now. So I reconnect with my mother, who is also a drug addict. And I came back in November 2005. I reconnected with her only because I knew she had a lot of drugs on her and her husband. So I was getting drugs from them, getting methadone from him. And methadone is a drug you would take to get off of drugs, but for me, it was a drug. I would get a bunch from him. The day my mother died in June 2006, her husband got arrested for something unrelated. I knew where he kept his stash. I found his stash and I took like 80% of it and I left him with 20%. And so the whole week that we were planning our funeral and everything, I was just high as a kite. At her funeral, I was just skipping around, high as a kite. Everybody knew there was something wrong with me. So I just kept doing methadone and hydrocodone, oxycodone, whatever I could, still doing the speed, still drinking alcohol. And then I met Barry. We met up again through Facebook back in 2010.
Something like that, yeah.
And we started going to concerts together and whatever. And the same thing, I was on something all the time. And then Barry almost died because he has an autoimmune disease that tried to kill him one time. And I was at the hospital with him every day. He had a major surgery. I was with him every day. And then I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do without Barry? What if he dies? What am I going to do without Barry? And so that's when I realized that my feelings for Barry, who I've known for 30 years, who I was friends with, who dated my sister when we were kids, I was like, what am I going to do without Barry? And then I realized I had more feelings for him than I thought. A couple months later, we end up getting together. Well, it starts again. Here's a new source. He just had major surgery. He's got a lot of drugs. He can go to the doctor whenever he wants and get a lot of drugs. And I feel guilty because I took a lot of his drugs and he also took more than he should have. So I felt guilty about that. He's fine now, but for a while I was feeling like I turned him on to it. So let's go get more and more and more and more. It's just never enough. There's a saying in NA, it says 1 is too many and 1,000 is never enough. And that is just so true. Anyway, don't worry about Barry. He's fine.
Mary wanted to know how old are your girls?
Oh, they're at the time or now? They are 27 and 20, almost 24 now. How come I can't see? I see Kim's message, and
You might
that's,
have them on top comments instead of all messages. Hit the gear or the three dots at the top. Well, see where it says top chat?
yeah,
Hit that and go down to where it says all chat or live chat.
it says live, okay, live chat.
And that should give you all the messages.
How old are your girls? So they're 27 and 23. What else did I miss? Oh, okay. All right, I got everybody else.
Yeah, that was one question.
So, where was I? Okay, so he had the surgery. We're getting lots of drugs. We're together now. We live together, and now I'm using him. For his money. I mean, I loved him. Don't get me wrong, but I was also using him. He was an enabler because he loved me so much. He'd do whatever I wanted, whatever, because I would manipulate him, to the fullest. I'd be, oh, my back hurts, whatever. So I used him for money. I use a lot of people for money. But then I had a back surgery in 2015 and it went fine. And then all of a sudden, this fluid was coming out of my back where the stitches were. So I went to the doctor and the fluid was clear with a little bit of blood, but it was like falling out of my back where my stitches were. And so I went to the doctor and he took some other stitches and tightened it up real tight. 1 or 2 weeks after that, they went to take the stitches out and all kind of like pus and infected crap, muscle tissue, like just infected dead
Not everybody has
stuff came out. So I had a very bad infection from that surgery. Turns out every single part they touched was infected. And also I had a lemon-sized abscess on my spinal cord. So I had to have a lot of they sent me home with a PICC line, a IV in your arm right here, and I had to do infusions every day for 2 months. Well, this was a great way to get drugs but the problem was my tolerance was so high on the drugs that I felt every bit of that surgery. I felt every bit of the healing. I was in so much pain, but there's nothing they could do. I wasn't going to tell them I'm in so much pain because I'm an addict and I, can't feel the drugs that you're giving me. But anyway, after that, we go home and that's just like a green card to just go get drugs. Every couple of weeks, I was at the emergency room. Oh, I have a PICC line. Look, I just had back surgery. I'm in so much pain. Oh, Bubby's all right. And I would just get so much drugs. And that second surgery made me disabled. So not only was I on a lot of drugs, I was also very depressed. I stayed in bed for 2 years. I gained 80 pounds. I was just on drugs. Now I'm on Social Security, on drugs. And, just things were bad. It was bad. And then it was 2018, November 17th, I believe. It was right before Thanksgiving. I overdosed on morphine and stopped breathing. And Barry noticed this and called 911. And the firefighters had to Narcan me back to life. And this happened in front of my daughter and him. And they took me to the hospital. And I remember laying in a hallway. And it was at the nurse's station. And the nurse's job was to just shake me every time I stopped breathing. Because apparently I had overdosed. Most of the time they'll Narcan you and they don't even take you to the hospital. They're just like, okay, you're fine now. But I wasn't fine. A month later, I started losing my mind a little bit. Yeah. Also, that year in 2018, I had an ovary taken out. So that was another way to get drugs as well. Um, so it was around Christmas time, after Christmas 2018. Barry and I are supposed to get married on December 28th, but a week before that, I had kind of lost my mind. Like I don't even know. Like I can't remember what happened. I lost my mind that bad. Anyway, I wake up in a mental hospital and I asked them what the date was, and they said December 28th. So I missed my wedding. um, and we thought this was because of the drugs, but it turns out it was from it's called like menstrual psychosis. This psychosis only happened when I was on my period, and it happened just since I had my ovary taken out. So it was kind of some kind of hormonal change made me have like some kind of psychosis. So it turns out that wasn't the drug's fault, but we thought it was. So that's when I decided, well, I didn't decide, but that's when they decided I should get clean. So I got married on December 31st, 2018, and I got clean on January 5th, 2019. And I've been clean ever since. I've never had a relapse. I've been doing great. I'm on Suboxone. If you don't know what Suboxone is, ask me because I'll tell you what it is. It's there's Suboxone and methadone. Suboxone keeps you from having withdrawal symptoms, and it also makes it so you cannot get high if you wanted to. Methadone keeps you from having withdrawal symptoms, but you could still go and get high. So that obviously wasn't for me. Thank you, Kim. So yeah, I've been doing good. I've been clean 6.5 years. I haven't stolen drugs from a dead guy anymore because I did that once too. And yeah, I've been doing great. I've been doing great. 6.5 years. My life has never been better. I mean, it sucks I'm disabled, but my life has never been better. We were living in a trailer. We had no car. Barry had to ride the bus to work. It took him 3 hours each way to get to work, and then he worked 8 hours, 2 hours each way.
3 on Sunday.
Oh, really, Therese? Oh, interesting. I would love to hear your story if you don't mind typing it all out. But yeah, I couldn't be happier. Now I have a nice apartment. I have a car. I have a dog. I have a husband. It's like I have trust for my family. My dad trusts me again. I don't manipulate anybody. I do have a tiny bit of a shopping habit, but that's it. That's it. Otherwise, my life is good. Oh no, that's Suboxone, Jennifer. That's what Suboxone is. Yes. Sometimes I do miss that life, and it's not that I miss the drugs. Well, let's face it, I would love to get high, but I'm not going to. But yeah, like the crazy chaotic manipulation and lying and seeing if I could get away with stuff.
You are your own TV show.
What? But yes, I do. I don't now, but I did when I first got clean. I miss the chaos, but I don't anymore. I love my peaceful life. I love my drama-free life. It's just like night and day. And
Bubby is
also,
the most drama we have now.
yeah, Bubby's the most drama we have now. But I also, in that time between when I had my surgery and when I got clean, I never wore makeup. I never did my hair, didn't care what I looked like. And then one day I was taking this lady to an AA meeting because I was trying to help give back and help her. And she goes, you know what? You should put on some makeup. I bet you'd make you feel better. And I was like, you know what? Because I used to wear makeup, the same makeup every single day, and it did make me feel better. So I started exploring with makeup. Like I'd buy a couple of things and explore. And then I discovered false lashes, and then it was over from there. And then a couple of years later, I started a YouTube channel, and that's where I'm at now. No, Mary, I used to think that I felt bored, but what I realize is it's not boredom, it's peace. But yeah, I used to think I felt bored. Yeah, that's true, Jennifer. Yeah, it really is, Mary. It really is. It gives me something to do, you know. I do my videos. It takes about an hour. I edit my videos. It takes about an hour and a half, and then it takes about another hour to rewatch the video and upload it. So, yeah. Yeah, peace, definitely. Yeah, Teresa, I would love to hear a little bit about you or a lot about you. Thank you, Kim. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, and that's funny you say that, Mary, because I was never like an artist type person. I could never draw, I could never paint, I could never do anything artistic. But yeah, I guess it is a form of art. Yeah, especially when you're clean, you need to have something to keep your hands busy. That's why I used to do diamond paintings all the time. I had diamond paintings splattered all over my house. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. And I even have my clean date tattooed on my hand. And this is the Narcotics Anonymous symbol. Yeah, I think you're right, Mary. So yeah, that's all about me. I probably missed some things. I'm not going to tell you all the bad things I did, but you know, I did steal drugs from a dead guy once.
Over 10 years clean.
Who?
Jennifer.
Oh, nice, Jennifer. Congratulations. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. I am so proud of you, Jennifer. That is amazing. Yeah, it's my pleasure, Mary. So have you guys had addiction, anything with addiction affect you, or do you have a family member or know somebody? Like in my family, we're full of addicts. Whole lot of alcoholics, some addicts. My nephew died from a fentanyl overdose when he was 29. So yeah, fentanyl is a crazy drug. Yeah. You are, Kim? Oh wow, I didn't know that. Hi, Barb. I just told my whole story and you missed it.
You have to rewatch the video.
You have an obsessive personality? Yeah, most addicts do. Compulsive and obsessive. Excuse me, let me drink my Pepsi. Yeah, that's right. That's true. I was saying it could be drugs, alcohol, sex, hoarding, shopping, huh? Gambling. Yeah, that's a good one. So you're absolutely right. Well, Barb, I hope you rewatch this video. Yeah. Yeah. I used to sell drugs, and CPS came to my house one day, and yeah, that scared the hell out of me. Hi, Regina. Thank you. We're talking about addiction. addiction, and I was telling him my story, my past with addiction, and now we're just talking about everybody else.
How it's affected them.
Yeah, how it's affected them, or somebody they know, or a family member or friend. I would be interested to learn more, Kim. Um, yeah, my oldest daughter has forgiven me for everything, and I can't even believe it because she should hate me for leaving her. But she does not, and she forgives me. But she understands because her father was an alcoholic. My youngest daughter, I believe she has for the most part, but I think she still has some issues with me. But I'm trying to do a living amends now and help her as much as I can and be there for her now when she needs me.
Mary says,
So, yeah.
forgiving yourself.
Yes, I have. It took a long time. It took a long time for me to forgive myself. But yes, I have.
Barbara says, I think everyone knows him.
I bet you a quarter, Barb, everyone knows someone. Yeah. Yeah, the thing that sucks about when you first get clean, when the drugs are gone, all of the feelings come at once, and you can't do anything about it. You're going to feel these feelings, and it's really overwhelming when you especially the self-loathing, the self-hatred. It just comes on so strong. But with time and with my recovery community, I have learned to forgive myself. Yeah, Barb, yeah. You're always an addict, Kim. Oh, wow. Wow. Marie Therese. Yeah, it really is hard to overcome. I can't believe they thought, well, I guess that was a long time ago.
Oh,
Wow. Oh, nice, Barb. Tell him I said congratulations.
you see the second part?
Yeah. Oh, wow, Therese. And you said you have 10 years, Therese? Yeah.
Barbara says she is
Okay. Yeah. Teresa's on Suboxone 2 since 2018. Yeah, same as me. Well, 2019. Monthly. Oh, you get the Sublocade? Yeah. God, Teresa, I'm so sorry. You know, that kind of stuff is hard to deal with when you're sober. You know what I mean? You have a lot on your plate.
Hopefully she's on the other side of it.
Yeah. Well, she says now she has rheumatoid arthritis as well as depression and anxiety.
I get the arthritis.
My brother had to dry out in jail. Him and his partner got arrested for selling. Yeah. Am I ever tempted? No, because even if I wanted to get high, I can't because of the Suboxone.
Swallow a bottle of pills, it wouldn't do anything.
Right. I could, yeah, Barry just said I could swallow a bunch of pills and it wouldn't do anything because I have naloxone in my system, and that's like Narcan. It just kicks it right off your opiate receptacles.
It's in a can.
Oh, Therese, you have to forgive yourself. You have to. You can't let that. Can't have that hanging over your head. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I know all about the mommy guilt. I'm so sorry. Are you seeing a therapist? Yeah, I have anxiety. I have pretty bad anxiety. My heart will just start palpitating and my chest gets tight. Sometimes I'll have a full blown panic attack, but sometimes I won't. We ended up getting a fish tank mainly for that reason, to help me with my anxiety. And then we got the dog to help me with my anxiety. And
Chloe was first.
yeah, Chloe was first, and then, but without a dog for 8 months, 9 months.
Remember with Chloe, your panic attacks went away for a year.
Yeah. Yeah, Barry's been with me through the whole thing. And as soon as I got clean, he was no longer the enabler. He was definitely very strict. He took all my money, he took my cards and was paying bills out of my account. He would not let me have any kind of cash or my bank card. So I had no way to get no way to get anything except from credit, which you can do, huh?
I knew all your tricks.
Yeah, he knew all my tricks because he watched me do them. But yeah, he stuck by me the whole way, the whole way. I missed my daughter's 7th birthday when I was in the mental hospital for swallowing the bottle of pills and the bottle of rum. I felt so bad. I had the worst mom guilt over that. Jennifer said, "That's awesome of you, Barry."
Well, thank you, but that's just what anybody would do.
Well, Therese, I have these live streams every Tuesday night. We talk about anything and everything. So if you want to come in and talk, we're here to listen. But you really need to help yourself with the mommy guilt. Barb, I understand how you feel. I understand how you feel. You know, my family didn't stick by me for the first year, but once they see me get a year clean, the trust started to come back and they started to come back to me. Um, but for somebody else to disown you for sticking by them, that's ridiculous. I bet they feel stupid now that your brother has 3 years clean. You're very welcome, Teresa, and thank you for sharing yours. I appreciate you guys being here. I really do. Sometimes it's, it's always good to talk about this stuff. And I haven't talked about this stuff in a very long time. So I'm glad you guys were here to hear me. Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah.
It's easy for people who haven't been through it and rush to judgment.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, people are very quick to judge addicts. They're like, they're just throwing their lives away. And you know what I say? People do not choose to be drug addicts. People do not have career day in high school, and they're like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" "I want to be a drug addict and a prostitute." Nobody ever says that. But it's addiction is a disease. You cannot help it. You cannot help yourself. I believe that the first time you do drugs, that was a choice. But after that, once you're hooked, you're hooked. and it's not like you can help it. Your body will not let you stop taking drugs without help. I'm sorry, Barb. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
You can always talk to me.
That's a good point, Jennifer. Yep, Mary, you're right. Yeah. It takes a strong person to stick by an addict. Some people just don't want to see the good in other people, and they're just so quick to judge. Oh, he's an addict, he's throwing his life away. Let's distance ourselves from them. But, these people need help.
It's a life choice.
Yeah, Mary, I agree with you. I bet your brother is so proud or so thankful. Yeah, I imagine it. I imagine it was, Therese. You had so much going on. You know, risky pregnancies, and then the depression after the pregnancies, and you're trying to take care of a baby with cerebral palsy and autism, and twins with one has autism. That's just too much for someone to bear.
And those meds really contribute to depression and stuff.
Yeah, and then you take the meds, and they add to the depression. But a lot of people, that's why a lot of people are addicts. They're self-medicating for one reason or another. They're self-medicating for their emotions, or they're self-medicating for maybe a disease or a disorder that has been undiagnosed, like bipolar disorder. People self-medicate to get through the symptoms of some kind of a mental health illness. Yeah, I bet that's true, Barb. And another thing, people, nobody wants to blame the doctors on this. I want to blame the doctors for a second. When somebody sprains their ankles, maybe don't give them a 30-day prescription for OxyContin. You know what I mean? And that's how a lot of it starts. A lot of it starts, for me, it was having a wisdom tooth pulled. For some people, it's having a baby and, sending home. Every time I had a baby, they sent me home with 40 Percocets. 40. That was supposed to last me like 2 weeks, but mine were gone in 5 days. Yeah. Do you have good days, Therese?
It's a support structure.
Yeah, it's good that you had support. I didn't have any support. The whole time I was out in Colorado, I had no support. I had a career. I had to go do my job, and then I was home. I was a single mom of 2 young children, and nobody to help me out. Oh, my sweet puppy.
You sleeping?
Yeah, I see him moving. Oh, I think he's licking his paws, or yeah. Well, Mary, my mom and I didn't get along my whole life since I was a teenager. And it's good that I moved back to Orlando when I did, because I did kind of make amends with her. sort of on the surface, but the real reason was so I could take her drugs. That I had to like really forgive myself for because she died. And I only had 6 months to spend with her, but I told her, you know, I forgive you and everything, and then give me some drugs. You know what I mean?
See what Teresa?
I would take my 10 days worth in 5 days and then go through withdrawal for 4 or 5 before I can go back to the doctor. Yeah. Yeah. I totally get that. Oh Lord, Barb.
Well, you know what? Tell her family that it only says not to kill a person once or twice in the Bible, but it preaches against judgment 142 times. I added that up once.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that, Barb. I'm sorry that your family is like that and doesn't accept your brother. That's just so ridiculous to me. But I understand that because I have people in my family that are like that too. So yeah. Well, if you ever need to talk, Therese, my email is somewhere on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's in the
It's in the info part of my YouTube channel. So if you ever want to talk, I'm here. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know, Barb. You want to say which one it is?
Oh, I know one.
I know a few of them.
I know which one I do. I only have to guess.
Yeah, we're guessing the same one.
I think they started out there.
Anytime, Therese. Thanks for coming. Pentecostal. Yeah. Yeah. That's not the one we were thinking, but yeah, that religion is crazy for so many reasons other than just being judgmental. They're like with the snakes and everything.
Well, you know, my grandpa, he grew up Baptist, but he used to get money from the Pentecostals by running up the mountainside collecting snakes for them.
I honestly think that most Christian religions are very, very judgmental. It doesn't matter what denomination they are. Some of them are more lenient than others, but there's so many of them that are very judgmental.
Not the religions, the people.
Well, it's people interpreting the Bible wrong.
Right. They're using it as their crutch to
Right.
justify their own.
Yeah, they teach not to judge and then they judge. I get it.
Yeah. I Googled it once, 142 times.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that was fast. Nobody saw that.
Yeah. You could hear it though.
No. All right.
That's just Google, it's just YouTube, you don't want to see it.
So for those of you that are members, I uploaded a video today. For those of you that are not members, you'll see it tomorrow at 2. I'm in the middle of editing a video right now, and I'll probably upload that one tonight for members. And then you'll see that one Thursday at 2. So that's what I have going on. So if you're going to sleep early, that's cool. But if not, you know, I have a couple videos. Well, one is already up, and it sucks. You don't even have to watch it. I ended up with purple eyeshadow on, and I hated it. But the one I'm editing now is this look right here, which I love, and I'll be uploading that one tonight for members. Oh, thank you so much. Did it? Okay, good. It was supposed to be pink. I thought it looked purple. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate y'all so much. You just don't even know. I love you guys. You guys are my friends. I consider you guys my friends. So I'm just so happy.
Now I have to watch it.
All right, you guys, I'm going to get out of here and finish. Yeah, true, Regina. I'm going to get out of here and finish editing my video and uploading it. Y'all have a great night. Thank you, Kim. Everybody have a good one, and I'll see you in my next video, which is soon. Bye, y'all. That's okay, Barb. If you want to, Barb, just go ahead and rewatch it. You'll hear my whole story. Oh, that's fine, Jennifer.
Exactly, Regina.
Exactly, Regina. Yep. Good night, y'all.